Welcome, Friartown. Today is a special day for all of us. Welcome back, Coach Leaman, Coach Feaster, Brett Berard, and Patrick Moynihan on winning the gold at the World Juniors. Coach Leaman, it's amazing to think a week ago today is when you brought home gold for the country. Give us, just as you've been able to digest the feelings over the past week of what you guys accomplished as a team for the country, and as you every day wake up a gold medalist.
Well, I'm just so happy. It's obviously an honor to represent your country for anything. And, I was just really happy for our players. Our players came together as a group. They cared about each other. They worked hard for one another. It's hard. I mean, digesting it, a week later, the tournament just ended so quickly. I mean, you literally have gold, you win the gold medal, and then everyone's on a flight, 12 hours later to go home. So it's been hard to digest it because you want to be around the group a little bit to digest it, to celebrate together. But, I'm just really proud of what they did, what they accomplished for their country, and the adversity they fought through. And I'm most proud because they played as a group together.
Coach, when you're in a tournament like that, is obviously one of the biggest tournaments of all hockey. Is I know, as you and I talked about, is wearing that USA jersey and representing it. Can you put into words kind of what that feels like? I know as a young guys, we talked about watching Miracle, and so many people bringing that up as every time they go through that. Anything for the fans out there is kind of just that emotional feeling for you?
I was more proud in the summer when I got named the coach. That's when it really kind of hit me that I got this opportunity to represent our country. And, really, after about 2 weeks in the summer, I just rolled into coach mode and more got down to business of what we needed to accomplish, how we needed to accomplish it, how we were going to get the group together, evaluating the talent pool, things like that. But, after it's all said and done, again, you're just honored to represent your country. I mean, those opportunities don't come around very often. And, you want to make the most of it when they do.
Coach, you put together a staff of great teammates and great people who are partying. And we get to work with Coach Feaster every day. And, Theresa, can you just share your feelings now of being part of the team? And I even get chills watching when you got your medal there that night. Is just what it was like to be part of this special team.
It's absolutely incredible. I was so honored when Coach Leaman asked me to be a part of his staff, and I'm really grateful for that opportunity. But as he mentioned, it's such an honor whenever you can represent your country. And to have that opportunity in this tournament was really special, and I'm really grateful to be a part of such a great team and that accomplished what we did.
And when you look at to see two Friars skating on that ice and winning a gold medal, is Patrick, I'm going to go to you first. Has it hit you yet? Even as you do a lot of these interviews and you get up on campus and are practicing, is looking at that gold medal. Can you put into words what it means to you to be a gold medalist for Team USA?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it definitely hit me yet. I just love that hat lying around where it says, world champion on it. And it's just crazy. I mean, it's every hockey player's dream to, play on that world stage and, wear your country's sweater and hopefully win that gold medal. And the way we were able to do it with the group we had, it's something I'll just never forget.
And Brett, same to you. And Brett, looking at you, I still think about the days when you used to come over to my house. I'm really close with the Berards and our Christmas parties. And Brett would tell everybody my goal is to play in the NHL for Christmas one day, and to see you win a gold medal is so happy for you and Patrick and everyone. Can you put into words what it means to you as your freshman year here at Providence College and already winning a gold medal?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about. You always dream of this tournament, watching it as a kid, and you always dream of playing it as a kid. And to finally get that opportunity to finally play in it, I just went out there and tried to play my best. And it was a really hard tournament to win this year, especially no fans, and it was just you and your teammates. So everyone had to be there for each other the whole time, and I don't know if it's quite sunk in yet, but I definitely couldn't be happier to have had that opportunity and have had the success that we did.
Coach, going back, you're just the third head coach ever to win an NCAA championship and a World Juniors gold medal. I know a lot of people have asked me, if I've asked you, is how do you look at those two? Is there a different feeling? Do you look at them was it the same as once that buzzer sounded? Can you share with the fans kind of how you look at those two championships and how they, as part of your career and what you've accomplished?
Well, I mean, I think they're different in the fact that, at Providence, our national championship was a 2 or 3 year build. It wasn't something that, for me, it wasn't something that you could do in a short amount of time. And we had to rebuild the program, and you had to go through steps of then, getting to the top 4 year league, then winning the league, then getting the NCAA tournament, then, winning games in the NCAA tournament. So for me, the Providence thing was more of like, the national championship was more of a 2 or 3 year accomplishment. Where this World Junior tournament, was different because you're representing your country, and that's special. And it's a shorter. It's the challenge is how quickly you can build a team, get an identity, and get the guys to play together. So, I mean, I'm very proud of, both, but I think they were different in the ways that they had to be built, that sort of thing.
Coach, was it unique feeling looking over and having, the staples from both teams of Coach Moynihan, Coach Miller, and Theresa there next to you when that buzzer sounded?
Well, I mean, I think that was important just because, we could get to each other quickly. I mean, we'd all worked together. We had chemistry, in that short tournament. I don't think there's any time for, people to worry about what the other person's thinking, so we had to be able to say what needed to be said to each other, have direct conversations, good and bad, or for the direction of the team, and never get caught in the minutia of something, or never get caught in the, I don't know how, if I said this to someone, how they would take it, you just don't have time for that. So the chemistry was really important, but also having the best people there. And, look, if Ron Ralston was going to be the head coach of UVM, he was going to be on that staff also, and that's how good Ronnie is. So, it's, but, Ronnie wasn't part of the staff because we needed someone to stay here with the Friars and work with the Friars. But it was a good staff, and, very, very proud of what they accomplished.
Patrick, when you go into a camp and get ready on a team like that, and you're surrounded by the best players in the country, what's the mindset as a player when you walk into that locker room knowing that, you have to be the best and you're surrounded by the best, but you also have to do it as a team? How'd you go into that locker room knowing what it took to win a gold medal?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just, being there for your teammate and the guy next to you. I think how tight our group was, everyone was kind of like a family in the locker room. I think everybody knew what they had to do. Kind of like what kind of Bill Belichick would say, is kind of do your job. And I think each line kind of provided, a different and unique kind of skills to the team that they brought. Everybody brought that certain thing to the table, and they were clicking. We knew our team was going to be successful. So when we saw other guys doing their job, you can be confident doing yours. So I think that's what kind of helped us, just going game by game and being able to ultimately win that gold medal.
Right. Obviously, you were part of Team USA prior to this, but can you share with the fans maybe that aha moment, like, wow, this is real. I'm part of this team, and this is something bigger than all of us?
Yeah. So like you said, I was on Team USA before, and I think especially for the 6 or 7 teammates that I had from that team, our U18 World Championships ended up getting canceled last year. So this was kind of our redemption, I guess, and getting a chance to play on the world stage. So I guess when I made that team, it was kind of like this is the real deal. Like this is something that I've been working towards my whole life. So I mean, yeah, like Pat said, we had a really tight group, and I think that's a big reason why we had so much success, and ultimately why we ended up winning gold. So it was something that was really special to me, and especially with all my teammates.
You know, Theresa, I always say to people is I look at you as a great teammate, someone who's incredibly talented. But, you know, you were the first female to win a gold medal at this tournament, first female to be on the coaching staff, and you are a pioneer and you are a role model for so many looking to become coaches and achieve the success you have. Has that hit you, and do you feel that after you look back on what you and the team accomplished?
Yeah, I think it is something that's starting to set in a little bit. You know, it's one of those unique things about when you're in it. You're just focused on the work and what you're trying to do. And I think the bubble even lent itself to that more is you just wake up and it's hockey, and you're just focused on that game ahead and your ultimate goal of winning a gold medal. But certainly as things have quieted down and I've started to get some of the texts and the emails about, you know, hey, my daughter was watching, or this was really special for me. Those things are definitely starting to sink in, and it's very humbling to get those messages. And, you know, if I can help anybody as part of their journey, I'd be very honored.
Thank you for being an inspiration for so many, including all of us in Friartown. Coach Leaman, give the fans a little insight. You know, you go into that tournament, you start off with the game against Russia, you lose that game. What's the mindset for you as a coach as the tournament starts? You play a team like that and get them ready. Kind of fans say, was that a good thing? Were you happy to show these guys, hey, every game's going to be a battle? And did it help long term to eventually the mindset to take down Canada in the gold game?
Yeah, it definitely helped us long term. I mean, the focus of the tournament is that you have to keep growing. You got to keep getting better. You know, and the pool play is, you know, we were in a tough pool with Czech, Sweden, and Russia. You know, and the other pool I didn't think was as tough, but you know, it was going to be tough for anyone to get through the pool play on our side without a loss. And it ended up everyone had a loss on that side. So, you know, there was no panic, but we had to take the lessons from the game. And the big lesson from that game was that we need to manage the puck well. We gave up 3 breakaways in the game, made it way too easy for Russia to score. And ultimately, the loss helped us because we learned that lesson. We managed the puck much better throughout the tournament. And that probably helped us win the gold medal. So I would say, you know, looking back, without the loss, I don't know if we win the gold medal. You know, we needed to keep growing and keep getting better. And we played such a good game against Finland in the exhibition that we, you know, at that point we looked like it was, you know, there's no doubt we were going to win gold after the exhibition. But the Russia game, you know, taught us a lesson that we all have to be on the same page. We got to manage the puck a little bit better and be a tough team to score against.
Patrick, you know, your teammates refer to you as the glue guy, as you read it and they talk about that. And, you know, obviously that's great respect from those you play with. Just, you know, tell me what your thought process was going in, what that means to you, and, you know, that your teammates view you in that light.
Yeah, kind of like what Brett said before. I played with a lot of these guys before, you know, ultimately getting to camp and playing in the tournament. But I saw so many good friends on that team, so many good guys. You know, for them to kind of speak about me in that way and kind of speak about my character like that, it means a lot. And it wasn't just me. There's so many other guys on that team that I guess you could say quote unquote glue guys, but everyone was, you know, such a good person, and it kind of just revolved around the room. You know, anytime we're in the locker room. So just that atmosphere to be in with everybody, it was so positive, and it was just an awesome experience.
Brett, to go to you on that also, you know, you're, you know, Coach Leaman, and a lot of people just talk about the energy you bring to your ice. Do you go into a mindset knowing that what you need to bring to the ice for the betterment of the team, and what it's going to take to win?
Yeah, exactly. Just like Pat said, I kind of have an identity as myself as a player. So I think if I play to that, it definitely helps the team. And I feel like I'm a guy that can bring a lot of energy to the team. And even though I might be on the smaller side, I feel like I can be feisty and kind of get my opponents a little mad sometimes. So I think that's definitely something I bring to the team. And I think that, I don't know, that's my identity as a player. And I think when I play to that, my teammates can rely on me and trust me.
So, Coach, let's go right to night before the championship game. You know, Canada had beaten the teams, if I had this right, 41-4, some ridiculous, scoring. And give the fans a little insight of the night before of the game plan against Canada for the championship game. And you knew, we were considered huge underdogs going into that game. How you focused in and got the team to buy into how you were going to win.
Well, we didn't talk at all the night before because we played the night before, and we kept, with the tournament schedule, it kept giving Canada the 4:00 game and us the 7:30 game. So, by the time you're done with the 7:30 game, you're back at the hotel at 10. You're eating at 10. You're eating 10 to 10:30, and then the guys are trying to shut it down and go to bed. After the game, I watched the game film. Chris Mayotte watched the Canada. He was doing the Canada scout that we were going to present to the guys the next day. Teddy Donato was doing the Canada's penalty kill because he had our power play, and Steve Miller was doing Canada's power play. So we're all in the same room, and Teresa's the person that got us all set up on everything. But as coaches, we were probably up till 1 or 1:30 in the morning trying to get things ready. And then the next day, we stayed in our routine. We had a routine. We kept having the 7:30 game. We had a routine. We wanted to stay in the routine. The only thing that we didn't want to do is we didn't want things to get strenuous, or we didn't want to build any anxiety for the guys. We wanted them to stay loose. That was the most important thing that we talked about on the game day, is that, we didn't really want to get their blood flowing at all until after the warm-up, because we did have the short turnaround, and we didn't want to use any energy. We wanted the guys to stay loose. We didn't want them to feel any anxiety, and we just wanted them, right after warm-up, right before the game is when we're going to really get them going, and so that they'd be ready to play. And Chris Mayotte did a great job with the scout. Power play and penalty kill were excellent. And, the guys came out and they owned the first period by far against Canada, which I think was a big, big point in winning that game.
Theresa, to go to you is in watching the pregame show, and it's amazing to think, all the announcers kept saying, United States is a huge underdog here. This is probably one of the greatest Canadian junior teams ever assembled. As you were doing video for it, is in your mindset, how do you help Coach Leaman and the staff prepare and so the fans get a little insight of how you're such a key role in everything that Coach Leaman, the team, prepare the players for?
I think Coach Leaman, referred to it a little bit earlier. It was nice for me to have a little bit of familiarity, obviously, with Nate and Chris and Steve as well. So kind of just having some background with them, sort of knowing the types of things that they might want or to have ready, but just trying to be ready for everything. Just making sure that whatever they needed, whether it was special teams or systems, just having those clips ready to go. Whether that's us or an opponent, and just trying to kind of stay on my toes and be ready for anything.
And Patrick, to go to you, going into that championship game, did you guys feel that, or did you just block out the noise of knowing, that the Canadian team was getting pumped at a high level, and kind of give the fans an insight just to the player mindset of where you guys view the Canadian team and getting ready for that game?
Yeah, I think we all knew Canada was a great team. Being up there in Canada, we all saw it on TSN with the quote-unquote number of first-round picks they had. I think it was like 20 or something. But I think we kind of just tried our best to block out the noise. I think we kind of knew we had the group to do it. We had the players, the skill. We kind of had everything to win that gold medal. So if anything, I think it kind of fired us up almost about how much they were talking about Canada and how maybe they were kind of try to stick it to us in the gold medal game. But I kind of think we used that as motivation to kind of push us and give us that energy for that last game. And I think it definitely worked out for us.
Brett?
Yeah, like Pat said, I mean, for me at least, I think for a lot of the guys, I think we were all excited to get a shot at these guys. Like Pat said, TSN was always on at the hotel, and they're always talking about how good that Canadian team was. So I think it definitely motivated us to finally get a crack at it, and definitely playing against them in the gold medal game. You always grow up watching Canada versus USA. So it was definitely a really special moment. And when we got the chance to play Canada, I think everyone was really fired up. So it was definitely really cool, and happy that our group was able to get it done.
Coach Leaman, your talent as a coach, everyone knows. Can you give a little insight to the fans of when you go in to coach a team like this, where you have the best players for a country coming together? What's the key to get them to know you need complete buy-in about the team and not each individual?
I don't know. We showed we had a 5-day period where we had isolation, where everyone was stuck in their own room for 5 days, and meals were delivered. And we did a lot of Zoom calls during that time for team building. But I think you got to give the credit for that to the group. Groups either, like when individuals, decide that the gold medal is more important than their own stats or their own role or their own ego, that's when you're able to achieve special things. And I think that's why we were really able to achieve special things, is that literally, when Brett Berard's on the ice, he's an 0-2. So he didn't play with any of these older guys that were on the team, but they were all rooting for him when he got the puck. And when Moynihan would win a race to a puck, the bench would get excited. The guys were keyed in on rooting for each other and caring for each other. And that's why they were able to do something special, is they didn't let any individual egos get in the way. And I give a lot of credit to the kids, for that, because some of these guys have signed NHL contracts. It would have been easy for them to just think individually about points or how I'm playing, and what the tournament means to them individually, but they didn't. They wanted to win the gold. That was they bought into everything the coaching staff talked to them about. We were the least penalized team in the tournament, which tells you that guys weren't being selfish at all. And so that's why I think that they really came together as a group, is because the individuals, every guy individually wanted to do that.
And Patrick, can you give a little insight to that, to go back to that? Is obviously you get to play for Coach Leaman here in Friartown, and kind of what to expect. Did you feel a little added pressure helping the other guys out on the team to kind of assimilate to kind of what coach expectations were and how to be the best as a member of Team USA?
Yeah, I think me and Brett kind of got a bunch of questions throughout camp, what Coach Leaman expected. Where we kind of problems we practice a little different than other teams in the country. So I think some of the guys were kind of throwing the loop at first at, kind of how hard we work, how hard we compete, and every day we're on the ice. But I think Coach did a great job too. It wasn't just, me and Brett trying to give them little details here and there. Coach is so good at communicating with the group. And if there's any questions, he was talking to the guys. And I think everyone was just on the same page. And that's another reason why we were so successful. There wasn't any breaks in communication. Everybody knew what was going on around them.
And Brett, can you give a little insight on, as a freshman here at Providence, going through COVID, then being on Team USA, is just how did you, as Patrick said, is you're not only a member of Team USA, you're a member of PC. You kind of have an inside of playing for Coach Leaman. Just how you prepared yourself every day to handle that.
Yeah, exactly. I just try to go out there and just play the best that I could. I mean, we all love hockey, so it was something that I'm really passionate about. So it was pretty easy for me to get motivated. And you always try to look for some light during these uncertain times, and definitely being able to have this tournament during COVID and stuff was something that we were all grateful for. So I was just trying to go out there to represent Providence and represent Rhode Island as best as I could. And having Coach Leaman and Theresa and Pat there by my side it was something really special that I think I'll never forget. So
I'm going to start with Theresa. The fans want to know, Theresa, what's the one moment you'll remember for a lifetime? When you think about that experience, what comes to your mind first thing?
Well, there's a lot of moments, but I'd say certainly standing there, singing the anthem, watching the flag go up. That's probably one that'll stick in my mind forever. I'll never forget that.
Coach Leaman?
I would agree with Theresa. I mean, there's the bubble. I'll never forget the bubble. Living in the bubble for 30 days. That was unique. For sure. But the memories of, the guys, we actually stole a little something from Coach Cooley's page. We took a selfie in the locker room after every win, how much the guys loved that. And, just being on the ice after the game, that was really cool. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than I did the national championship. I think I let myself enjoy it. So that was fun seeing all the guys with their arms around one another and singing the anthem.
Coach, before I go to Patrick and Brett, how would you grade these guys on their singing? I don't know if I heard it as well on
Zero.
that night.
And that would be Coach Leaman included. I heard my ugly voice the loudest when I heard the playback, but at that point you really don't care, but it wasn't pretty. Like, we would not be singers, that's for sure.
Patrick, what was the moment that you'll remember? I know there's a lot of them, but there's got to be one.
Yeah, I think I'd definitely say the anthem too. But, kind of one thing that stuck to me was, remember I was trying to change with a couple seconds left. I was kind of dog tired after we kind of cleared the puck, and obviously no one's hopping the boards, and I was kind of confused what was going on. But then I kind of just looked around and everybody's jumping around, hugging one another, and kind of just hit me that, we finally did this thing through, everything we went through, being in the bubble. And it's just something I would forget. And then just skating down to go around Nider and hug everybody, it was something so special.
Well said, Brett.
Yeah, I mean, just like they all said, just screaming that anthem at the end with your arms all around one another. That's definitely something I'll remember. And then I guess it finally clicked that we won gold when they called my name to go up and get my medal, when I had that medal around my neck. So, I mean, those two moments were pretty special, and definitely two that I will never forget.
Coach, as you come back now, and we're excited to have you back, and you can be with the teams now, is what's the mindset of for you, Theresa and Patrick and Brett, is you go through this experience, and you sacrificed a lot of family time, and you're away a long time, each of you, and now you're back at the grind of a regular season during a pandemic of so many different things going on. Can you give a little insight to the fans of how you've prepared yourself mentally now to attack the season as we go forward?
Well, I mean, there are a couple things. First, I feel guilty for not being with the team. Like I even though everyone knows where I was at, I mean, it's still, you feel guilty for as the head coach of the program for being away from the program. So the hard part now is, the first day back will be a game day, and how do I insert myself into the team where I'm not a distraction, but yet, I need to help and want to help. I give Brett and Moynihan a lot of credit. They literally came back, from playing, 8 or 9 games in 15 days to shooting it right up for the Friars. Like, their bodies aren't in great shape right now, but they suited up the past couple games for the Friars, and so I think they deserve a lot of credit. I think Ron Ralston deserves a huge amount of credit, because when I left the program, we were 0-2, and he's battled back to get us in a good spot, where now we can go for a run. We're fortunate to have Ron lead the program while I was gone. So, pretty lucky. But, the big thing now is, getting back to, we play Wednesday, we have a skate Thursday, we play Friday, Saturday. How do I get myself back without being a distraction? That's going to be the biggest thing right now is how can I help the team? Because really Ronnie and Beeler have been doing everything shorthanded for a while. So I think they need the help of Theresa and I getting back, but also I don't want to be a distraction for the guys.
I think, as you always say, Nate, and you say eloquently, is in order to be great, you need to have great people around you. And well said about Coach Ralston and Joel with the Coach Beal, what they've done. So, Theresa, how have you prepared yourself now to get back for the season as it goes along?
I mean, I'm thrilled to get back. I don't think, the Friars were very far from our minds throughout that whole month, and we followed along as best we could. And, I was sitting on the couch watching those games this weekend. It was a weird feeling and just made me even more excited to get back with the team. And, I think we have a great team, and I'm thrilled to get back and be with these guys.
And Patrick, after playing this weekend back with the Friars, can you give a little insight to the fans of what that was like? The high winner gold medal during the same week and back on the ice, playing with your teammates.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty crazy, kind of, traveling all across North America. Not a lot of time to play BU Friday, but I think it was awesome. Practicing Thursday with the guys. There's a ton of energy at practice. Everyone's kind of excited to have everybody back again and kind of have everybody ready to go for the weekend. So I think me and Brett especially kind of just want to get things going now. Like Theresa said, we have a good group of guys in the locker room and a lot of good players. So just kind of get things going. Hopefully end up doing something special. But I think we definitely have the team to do it.
Brett, I have to Coach Leaman. I have to, one of the keys for us, and we're grateful, is Michael Wayne allowing us to send his plane to send you guys back. So, Brett, we don't want you to think that private flights back from tournaments will be a weekend thing, but give a little insight of how you now, after playing back. Congratulations on your first goal this weekend as a Friar. It's just the emotional of how you've prepped yourself coming back and playing in the first games back as a Friar.
Yeah, obviously it was a quick turnaround, playing in that gold medal game Tuesday, traveling back Wednesday, and then getting ready to play 2 games Friday, Saturday. But for me, I mean, I was so excited to get back, and I might have been a little tired, but when it came game time, it was definitely had an adrenaline rush, and I was so pumped to be back. And it's always been a dream of mine to be at this school, and playing only 2 games beforehand, it kind of stunk being away from the boys for so long. But yeah, once I got back, I was definitely so excited, and I can't be happier to get things going and keep going with the season.
Coach, as we look forward, is there one thing from the tournament that you take that you feel has made you a better coach as you move forward?
Yeah, I do. I think just focusing on us was a big thing. I think the tournament, the growth and focusing more on us. I think giving each assistant a specific role, I think that helped us. And just, I don't know, probably just the management of the group, making sure all of our guys were in a good place, because all of our guys knew their role. They were all in a good place so they could go out and function with those roles. As Moynihan kind of talked about earlier, it's just, making sure there's real clear identity of roles. And I think that's something that, we probably got to do a little bit better job here at Providence.
Coach, as this season, we're getting into the meat of it. What do you hope Friar fans can expect from this team in the final few months as you look to win another Hockey East championship and on?
Well, we got to, I think this is a team that can do a lot of things. We haven't scored well, but I think getting Brett and Moynihan back is going to help that with the depth. But I think just getting back to Friar hockey and competing for the championship, I think it's going to be, obviously with everything's just Hockey East this year, it's going to be really competitive. And us being able to get our roster back, get our depth back, and make a strong push for the end of the year, I think this team can do whatever it wants to, and we just gotta get it going a little bit here and get on a run.
Theresa, same question to you. One thing you learned up at the tournament that you feel has made you better as a coach?
I think the hockey's such a high level and just the fast pace, both of the just how quickly you're playing and turning around. I think that just I think it's made us all better. Just being around just so many great athletes and coaches and just that high level and pace that just is going to make everybody better.
And Patrick, as a player, something that you learned that you definitely know made you better as a player and as a teammate?
Yeah, I think just going through that experience is going to make me a lot better as a player and a person as well. And I think just winning that gold medal too kind of gives not just me, but me and Brett as well, some confidence and some experience that some other guys don't have. So being able to bring in that locker room, I think will be a big difference for us.
Brett?
Yeah, same as Patrick said, obviously the confidence and that stuff helps. But I think like the biggest thing for me is being with no fans and preparing for a game without fans and kind of creating your own energy for yourself. So that's definitely something that I learned throughout the process there in the bubble, and definitely something that I think I can bring back to the team here in Providence is definitely the energy and how to create the energy without any fans being there. And I think that's a big reason why we had so much success at the tournament, and definitely why we could have success here at Providence.
To end off here, guys, is, I don't think we can express in words how happy we are for each of you. Something that will be with each of you the rest of your lives, both as an experience, a memory, and something you achieved. Just love the fans. And, I'm going to start off with Theresa. As a word you're going to associate the whole experience, Theresa, of winning the juniors. One word that you can relay to the fans.
I think it was a word we talked about before the tournament, and that's gratitude. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful to have been a part of an incredible staff, a great team, and grateful that we got to play.
Brett?
Yeah, I would have to say special. Like I said earlier, it's always been a dream of mine and almost every hockey kid to play in this tournament. So, it's really special to have that opportunity and especially to win gold like we did. So definitely special.
Patrick?
I'd probably say family. Looking back on it, definitely remember the gold medal, but I'm going to remember all that group of guys as well. Sure we'll be good friends for a lifetime, and definitely stay in touch with those guys.
Coach Leaman?
I think Theresa drilled it with the gratitude. That thankful for the opportunity, thankful for people working so hard during this pandemic that we were able to have a tournament, and thankful to Providence College for letting us go, and be a part of it. So I think there's a lot of, very, very thankful to everyone around me and my family for letting me go. So.
This pandemic's, changed a lot of things we've done, guys, and we're not able to honor you right now, but I can promise you on behalf of all of Friartown, when the time comes and we can gather the fans, Friartown, and everyone, I want to make sure we celebrate this amazing accomplishment, and grateful to each of you. We wish you an awesome and successful rest of the year, and just never forget what you guys accomplished. So thanks so much for joining us, each of us, and look forward to seeing you on campus. Go Friars.
Thanks, Snap.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.